Man, 2025 has taken expensive cars to another planet. I'm not talking Lambos or McLarens. Those are pocket change compared to what we're about to see. These machines aren't just cars. They're art pieces, flexes, rolling legacies. Some look like spaceships, some like yachts on wheels, and one of them straight up feels like paradise driving down the road. Let's count down the 10 most expensive cars in the world right now. And trust me, the number one spot will blow your mind. Number 10, Bugatti Divo, around $5.8 million. The Bugatti Chiron is already a monster. 1,500 horsepower, a top speed that brushes against the laws of physics. But for some people, that wasn't enough. They wanted sharper edges, quicker turns, something less champagne and more scalpel. Enter the Bugatti Divo. Only 40 exist, each costing about $5.8 million. The first time you see it, the wing dominates your vision. A structure the size of a dining table, designed not for show, but for crushing air into submission. It looks aggressive, almost predatory, as if the car itself is waiting to pounce. But the truth is this: nobody buys a Divo just to go faster. They buy it to feel control. In a life where billionaires juggle collapsing deals and endless chaos, the Divo offers a fantasy of perfect obedience. Turn the wheel, physics obeys. Press the throttle, time slows. At $5.8 million, it's not the car you're buying. It's the illusion that you finally control the storm. Number 9. Pagani Huayra Codalunga, $7.5 million. Now we step into art. The Pagani Huayra Codalunga is limited to just 5 cars. Look at it from the side, and the tail stretches back like a comet's flame. It's inspired by the long-tail racers of the 1960s, but here, the execution is pure Pagani. Every detail a love letter to obsessive craftsmanship. Inside, it feels like you've stepped into a cathedral. Exposed linkages, leather that feels more alive than some people, aluminum knobs polished until they sparkle. This is not a machine you drive, it's a machine you curate. At $7.5 million, the Codalunga represents something subtle but powerful: patronage. When you buy a Ferrari, you're a customer. When you buy a Pagani, you're a patron of Horacio Pagani himself, a man who treats cars as sculptures that just happen to move. The Codalunga is proof that for some, cars are not transportation, they're immortality signed in metal. Number 8. Mercedes Maybach Excelero, $8 million. This one is different. The Excelero was built back in 2004. It's over 2 decades old now, and yet it still commands a spot among the most expensive cars in 2025. Why? Because sometimes a story refuses to die. Only one exists. It was commissioned as a test vehicle for high-performance tires, but what emerged looked like the Batmobile. Redesigned by a billionaire artist. Long, dark, impossibly wide. It radiates menace. At around $8 million, the Accelero's value isn't tied to technology or speed. It's tied to myth. Owning it isn't about transportation. It's about narrative dominance. You don't tell people you bought an Excelero, you let them discover it. And when they do, they fall silent. That silence, that moment when everyone else realizes you own a legend, is the real reason people chase this car. Number 07. Bugatti Centodieci, $9 million. The Centodieci is Bugatti's ode to its 1990s hero, the EB110. Limited to just 10 units, it takes nostalgia and straps it to a W16 engine, pumping out 1,600 horsepower. It costs about $9 million. But here's the thing. At this level, the price isn't about performance. It's about continuity. By buying a Centodieci, you're not just driving a car. You're writing yourself into Bugatti's story. You're a guardian of their heritage, a living link in the brand's bloodline. That's the psychology. You're not just rich, you're eternal. Number 6. Rolls-Royce Sweptail, $12.8 million. Now we leave hypercars behind and enter the kingdom of Rolls-Royce. The Sweptail was unveiled in 2017, and it shook the automotive world. At nearly $12.8 million, it was one of the first one-off commissions of the modern era. The roofline sweeps like a yacht's deck. The rear is sculpted like a piece of fine furniture. Inside, drawers hold champagne bottles and crystal glasses. Every inch screams bespoke. But the Sweattail isn't about driving. It's about autobiography. This car is literally someone's life story carved into glass, wood, and aluminum. The owner didn't buy a car. They commissioned a rolling memoir. And that's why it matters. Number 5. Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta, $17.5 million. Only 3 exist. The Zonda HP Barchetta is Pagani stripped down to its wildest form. Chopped windshield, rear wheel covers, a naturally aspirated V12 that screams louder than a stadium. At around $17.5 million, it's not about performance, it's about envy. Because envy is the one emotion money can't buy directly, but it can trigger in others. Every billionaire has a jet, a yacht, a mansion. Almost none of them can say they own a Zonda HP Barchetta. That's the real point. This car doesn't just move the driver, it moves the hierarchy of the rich. Number 4. Bugatti La Voiture Noire, $18.7 million. The name means the black car, and that's all you need to know. The La Voiture Noire is Bugatti's tribute to the lost Type 57 Atlantic, one of the most mythical cars in history. Only 4 Atlantics were ever built, and one disappeared, becoming an automotive ghost story. So Bugatti resurrected the myth in carbon fiber, creating La Voiture Noire. The price? Around $18.7 million. But again, the value isn't in the material. It's in the story. The buyer didn't purchase a car. They purchased a ghost made real, a legend they can actually park in their garage. That's power. Number 3. Rolls-Royce Boat Tail, $28 million. The boat tail is where things stop being cars and start being rituals. At around $28 million, this creation is more yacht than automobile. Press a button, and the rear deck opens like a butterfly's wings. Inside, a picnic set with crystal flutes, champagne fridges, and even a parasol that rises automatically to shield you from the sun. This isn't about speed or power. It's about leisure as dominance. When you own the boat tail, you're telling the world, I don't race, I don't chase, I preside, I host. That's not wealth. That's aristocracy reborn. Number 2. Rolls-Royce La Rose Noire Droptail, $30 million. The La Rose Noire Droptail is heartbreak on wheels. Inspired by the rare black Baccarat rose, its interior is covered in marquetry so intricate it took nearly 2 years to complete. Thousands of wooden pieces, each a petal in a larger bloom. At around $30 million, this isn't just luxury, it's legacy. Families commission cars like this, not for themselves, but for their descendants. It's a rolling memorial, a way of taking grief, memory, and love and preserving them forever in motion. When the La Rose Noire drives by, it doesn't shout, it whispers. And what it whispers is, we were here, remember us. Number 1. Rolls-Royce Arcadia Droptail, $31 million. And now the throne. The Arcadia Droptail is the most expensive car in the world in 2025. At about $31 million, it is less a machine than a sanctuary. The name Arcadia means paradise, and that's exactly what this car is meant to embody. Its design is serene, white paint flowing into calm wooden tones. Inside, the air feels still, almost sacred. The dashboard houses a clock so refined it could sit in a museum. The point of Arcadia isn't wealth, it's peace. The buyer didn't spend $31 million to go fast. They spent it to build a private monastery on wheels, a moving paradise where for a few minutes, the world outside can't touch them. That is the highest luxury of all. If you're as obsessed with insane cars as I am, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. If you had unlimited cash, which one of these beasts would you park in your garage? Let's see who's Team Bugatti, who's Team Rolls, and who's just here for the flex.